Getting ready to head down to my mother's house to work on something that has been the bane of my existence for over 25 years. But first I'm going to pick some tomatoes for her. There are still just too many tomatoes to keep up with. See if we can find some large ones here. There it is, my arch nemesis. So a little history about this pond. Back about 25 years ago, 26 years ago, when I was still living at home with my mom and dad, I told them, oh, I want to build a pond in your backyard, which I did. And it had several different problems with it. The ground wasn't quite level, and back then cash was tight, so I used just regular black plastic for the liner. So we had to do all kind of things to it. Like 10 years ago, replace the liner. We actually dug it out deeper because it wasn't deep enough and the fish died when it got cold in the winter. But anyway, to the present, this area over here collapsed last year when we had some heavy rain and the rocks fell in. So the dirt behind it is completely collapsed. So today I need to get that squared away so I can put the rock back around it, rebuild the waterfall, finish it up so that we can get these weeds out of here and clean up all this, and then we're going to put stone down all around where this weed block is, and then hopefully get this finished. Last year we kind of did a refurbishment on it too because it had gotten pretty messed up because nobody was really taking care of it. The weeds had gotten a hold of it. So anyway, I emptied it out last year, took all the fish out, scrubbed it out, cleaned it out, and started redoing stuff. And this waterfall was always a problem too. So this year I actually busted down the cinder block, and that's what that's there from. It's from the waterfall, and made it lower. And I'll put up a picture of what happened when we tore that down earlier this year. There were snakes inside of there, a pair of them, black rat snakes. Boy, the sun is bright out here. I just wanted to show you guys what I've been up to about the past half hour. I am sweating bullets because it is hot. So here's a waterfall area. The rocks collapsed over here. Actually the dirt did, because the dirt got behind the liner because it wasn't enough liner there. Got behind it and tore into this wall, and it just collapsed and all the rocks collapsed. Anyway, so I dug out another ledge in there, brought this out a little bit more. And then I'm hoping, without having to move any more of the waterfall, that's waterfall foam right there, that stuff, we're going to replace that once I get it all permanently situated. Then I'll pull the liner protector back, and then put the liner back on, and then start stacking flat rocks from this side and come all the way around onto this side of the waterfall, and then hopefully build it up onto the waterfall here, so that it looks like one piece of uniform rock formation or whatever. Here's our fishies. Say hello to YouTube, fishies. Fishies. Hello, fishies. Okay, I'm finished for today. It is really hot out and humid, and lifting those stones, they're pretty heavy. So it was a lot of work. But anyway, I accomplished what I wanted to today, and we are so close to getting this finished. I'll show it to you in a second. Anyway, it took about 2 hours, took less than I thought it would, thank goodness. I had to change my shirt, I was so drenched. It is just so hot. So here's the pond right now. So that side that had collapsed and I dug out, got the rocks on it. Whew. Got the waterfall pretty much completely assembled. I need some more stones though around the outside of the pond and on this side, but that's it. So we're looking for a shot from this side. We're putting some more water in it. That big rock right there, that was on top of this here, but when I lowered this, I took that out because it was too high then. But anyway, so all around the edges here we need to get some flatter, larger stones just to finish it out, and then all through here we're going to put smaller river wash stone all through here. We're going to get these weeds cleared out of here again, and then the stone will go all the way up through here and then butt up against the waterfall. And then over here where the pump is, we are going to put a half-size white picket fence. It'll sit up about this high, and then we're going to intersperse some plants all through here where the stone is. At one time we had mulch down here, and the mulch was it was a problem because after a year or so the weeds took hold and started growing up through it again. So we don't want to have that happen again. We bought this weed blocker at I think at Lowe's. We bought it at Lowe's, and 2 different packages. This first package here, it held up. Other package, same material, it just disintegrated. It's just like falling apart. So I might have to put a little bit more of that down before I'm finished. I also got to repair the pump because the O-ring or bushing or whatever where the shaft goes into the impeller, that is leaking, as you can see right there. So it's leaking out of the pond, so we're losing a little bit of water there. But anyway, the problem that we had when we had that big rain, it actually, the pond filled up so much that it came up, went behind the liner here, and was overflowing behind the liner and actually pushing the water out of the pond and making a big giant bubble underneath the liner. So there was water on top of the liner, then water was rushing behind the liner and pushing the water that was on top back underneath it, and it was like just a giant bubble here and just pushing the fish out. And of course this was in like the late fall, early winter that this happened. So anyway, I had to get in here with a vac and a wet dry vac and pull the water out of there, and we got it out. And then that last spring we cleaned it all up and made it a lot better. And the water was actually very clear, but like I said, we need to change the ball. But you can see all the way to the bottom, and it's about 3.5 feet on the deep end over here and about 2.5 feet over there. So yeah, that's it. That's the pond. I'm finished for today, and when I come back I'm going to bring my tractor with me with the front bucket on it, and we're going to go get a whole bunch of stone. I don't know when that's going to be, but hopefully it'll be before winter sets in. I wanted to get one last shot. This is from my mom's deck, looking down on the pond. Okay, so I just left my mom's house, and actually feeling kind of bad because I was sweating so bad outside and it felt so hot. And my car thermometer is only saying 83 degrees. It feels like it's about 100. Oh, and I'm listening to Unofficial Universal Orlando Podcast on the way home too. Okay, so I wasn't crazy. As I'm approaching my house, it says 92 degrees. I don't know why it was saying 82 degrees before, but it was not 82 degrees out because it was really, really hot. So we're making low-carb taco shells out of provolone cheese that's been microwaved. It doesn't want to focus.
Watch that fire.
Yeah. There are the low-carb taco shells made out of provolone cheese. And this one didn't work out so good. That does not look like a taco shell. Well, this kind of stinks. I'm going to have to make burgers too because we don't have enough taco seasoning to make 2 batches. These burgers look pretty good.
Meats.
How is it, Connor? Cool.
Oh, good.
Here's mine. I think we're gonna have storms tonight. It's starting to get pretty windy.